there's a lot of players. If you played in NA, you always are NA. That's kind of the rule.
Yeah.
Unless you
okay,
lose.
well, Puppy was part of the Na'Vi team when they were adopted by NA at the early TIs, because no NA team was making it to the TI Grand Final, which makes him still NA, which means Team Secret. NA is actually in that winner's bracket still. But we look to the team Evil Geniuses. Can they pull it off? We're going to get serious now. The draft is up. And we start to ask those questions. Does EG have what it takes to bring down this VG lineup? And what do you actually, one of them always focus you, what do you think more about the Beastmaster 5th pickup and the changes to VG's lanes because of it?
I actually think it's the other way. It's more, does Vici have the damage to kill EG, specifically this S4 Timbersaw? And this new meta where you have this guy that's just going to be this super tank, right?
Yeah.
It sounds really dumb, but either he survives or he doesn't. And if you get to a point as Vici,
I will admit, Kyle, that does sound very dumb.
You're gonna have like so much damage that S4 might just explode. Like you can't be sure. On paper, you're like, oh, this is like a great Timbersaw game. You counter pretty much everything on Vici. They don't have too much magic damage, but consider like the raw physical damage output when you get like Dazzle ult, Beastmaster, Solar Crest, and Aura, a Terrorblade with Meta and Manta, like tag team, wards. It's cool interaction. I'm not sure if tag team will boost the damage of the wards. I don't think it does, but it does increase the damage of minions. However, the buff says just any enemies attacked under tag team take bonus physical damage.
But you do have the other thing, which is...
never mind, I altered. Sorry, voice won't work.
It's the Artur factor. It's Arteezy coming in, potentially dropping the magnetic field. Now, obviously, Timbersaw's not going to play around one position, but VG will initiate with Raw, which puts the Timber in that one position. Yeah. Terrorblade will have a very hard time fighting through that field, and this is where I kind of feel a little bit better in the team fights for Evil Geniuses.
I'm scared about S4, though, being alone in this bottom lane. I hope someone comes down to help him out, but...
I like how he TPs to the tier 1 tower, because they were zoning him out with the Shaman and Tuskar, two great control factors against the Timber, and S4 hasn't even skilled yet. He's actually holding his point, but he's got a great block off, and this is at least a safe place for him to be. While up on top lane is the aggro tri-lane with Fly on his signature Phoenix.
The mid matchup's a much better scenario for Ori as well. Dazzle versus OD should fare better than the Dusa. Bottom lane, great job by Vici though. They're landing the denies and they're pulling the lane back. They want to keep control and preferably just S4 level 1, level 2, he won't have the survivability to lane here. And I'm shocked EG is leaving him on this island. I'm scared for his game.
Actually didn't go for Shackle from Fade, but S4 went for Whirling Death, has already used it once. So they know there's no protection. Metamorphosis is available for the Terrorblade. So they can just try and zone S4 out. Obviously, 3 Mangos and Tangos is an easy way to survive. Here they go. Control,
he didn't skill
him up, and S4. Only now does he skill up the reactive armor and got no life in for it.
I don't like this, Toby. S4, like, this is what I mean. Like, Timbersaw needs to have this great game so that he can be that frontliner, so that he can survive. Because if he's behind, he just feeds. Like, this hero needs to keep pace.
Shaman CP'd up towards the top lane, rolling bottle forward from Crit. Arteezy is not really involved in this apart from his Spark Race, but then again, they still do a lot of damage. Forcing Yang a little bit further out, the damage from Fade makes Fly pop up his south. Fade's trying to cancel it off, but he will not be able to get in range. While on bottom lane, they go again. Down towards S4, pushing him out. But this is when the Tuskar's harassment becomes a little weaker. Thanks to the Stout Shield that's now on S4, combining with those with the regeneration he's got. Reactive armor charges, but it's not going to stop him from pushing. Paparazzi's already burned Metamorphosis before.
Yeah, I like the Arc Warden pick. It's a traditional Terrorblade counter, but I've seen Paparazzi time and time again. Like, this is his hero. And after that Jug performance, I feel like he's ready to ball out. Yeah, he really does. And he's going to buy a Blink Dagger, and he's going to go straight into the bubble and just start killing everything. And this guy and this hero, I mean, outside of Ame, I don't know if there's a lot of good Terrorblades. I take that back. Can't disrespect Miracle. He's just not here.
Wow, too soon. Arteezy's having a good time for CS up on top of this bottom lane where S4, he's really getting harassed out of the lane. 4-1 CS against a 14-13. And remember, all those denies, it's not the experience, it's the money that Paparazzi is starting to build into. And a farmed up Terrorblade is a very intimidating thing. Mid lane's pretty even. It's 12-4 versus 12-8. S4.
S4?
Yeah, he's he's kind of in no man's land. You put on the reflect, S4, sharp locked up, he's going to go down, even with the whirling death, damage can be returned while mid lane, Ori being ganked up, and Sumail with a double damage rune and the rotation in from the ES. They're able to get the kill onto Ori, and that's a good news for EG, considering their bottom lane's going so poorly.
Yeah, I'm scared. I am so scared after watching the game S4 played previously. Like, I wanted to see him get enabled. I hate when your offlaner is in a position like this where, like TimberSaw, he's all about his own game. He doesn't impact his teammates' performance. Like, he's not going to buy any aura items, so maybe a Crimson Guard, but...
Hey,
like,
you tell that to Ice.
True. Yeah, Beastmaster up top, like, not having the greatest game, but still 10 CS. Like, he's keeping pace with his own mid laner.
Yep. At bottom lane, they're going to go again. Tag team up, S4, the second Tuskar comes back into the lane. They just beat to S4, no Timber Chain leveled up. He turns around, do as much damage as he can, understanding that death is there. But do you rotate? How long can Fly stand up on this top lane and try and keep the Beastmaster down? They at least get Yang to TP out, so maybe Fly can move and change the balance, the equilibrium of this bottom lane.
Look at Crit.
Oh, perfect Hex. Cancel the rolling boulder out. Tuskar wants to get involved as well. Crit is such a low cooldown. He wants to be denied up by the Dragons, but it won't happen. Fade with a haste rune is just so quick on the rotation, and they want to keep it going. They want to attack into Sumail, but there's no creep wave to do so.
The support duo of Vici is just so strong. Even at level 2, they offer so much damage output. 79 damage on the Shadow Shaman, and this is a level 2 tag team. Like, they're going to be able to kill anybody they find isolated in the jungle. They place a nice ward. They're just camping Sumail right now. They're going to push the wave in with Dazzle. He's in trouble.
TP's arriving. Crit's in the tree line. Of course, they didn't actually see him around the corner, so Crit can get a really good kick, slowing down DY underneath the tower. Sumail's already started off with the Sandy's Eclipse and needs more support. Here comes Fly with the sprites, but Sumail's already dead. The supports need to get something more out of this, but they are. But it's the VG supports. Fade, hit by the sprite once again, wants to move back up. Yep. He won't burn out from this, and they're going to get an efficiency shrine. It only just came up, and all three heroes together, back to full.
This is the, Phoenix, one of Fly's signature heroes, but a bit out of the meta just because it's low damage and weak in this initial laning phase. Once you hit 6, all of a sudden you do become a force, but the counter initiation, TP support, just, you don't feel his presence just yet. Yep. And bottom lane, it's S4, he gets a little bit of space. He's now level 4. He's doing all right.
Really, if this was the old ES, I would have felt like that counter gank in mid would have worked really, really well for EG, but this is the new one. You want a rolling boulder in, you get a kick, it's still only connected on one, and they're moving in once more.
Another offensive Astral, that means he's isolated.
Yep, Sumail, shards fly forward, Crit's nearby, so if they want to dive this, it will be dangerous for VG Gaming. So by doing so, they open up the runes. It's an arcane rune for Ori. But hey, one upside, S4 can now finally get farm on the bottom lane, but there may be a counter, which is Fly having to jump away from Ori, not to mention the Hex, rolling boulder coming in, Fly underneath the shrine, the kick in from Crit, they're catching up to Shadow Shaman, working with Sumail. The orb attacks won't be enough, so Fly's base damage will do the rest of it.
Pretty even game thus far. Lanes, like CS is near identical, just a few more kills going the way of Vici Gaming.
They want to kill off S4. They really want to make sure that this Timber has no effect. No Observer Ward in the lane. They realize with the dire Observer Ward, there's no way for S4 to jump back out. He's got Timber Chain available, but the shackles, the hexes, the control factors, he can't even get through it. Stunned up with a short-range snowball, so the Timber Chain never even had any effect.
This is the Timber. This is the problem with Timber in this sort of game, where like you're tanky, you're huge, but that's your game.
Trouble for Crit. He's gonna be okay. Then again, there's a lot of bad juju. Onto the Earth Spirit, combining with the Poison Touch. He's dropping low. Sumail will buy him a little bit of time, imprison him up, and that will save his life.
DY is gonna do a little hunting, but Crit wisely just gonna go all the way back to base. Tread's finished up on Sumail. Beastmaster's gonna have Roar quite soon, and then all of a sudden this Tusk Rasta have another lane they can go start playing in.
Fly wants to initiate up on top, but he's underneath a Beastmaster Hawk. He actually walked all the way over to put down an Observer Ward next to the VG Gaming Shrine. Now, the jump in, DY, they knew he was there. The kick is nice from Crit, but once again, VG are able to get the kill. Roar is available, but doesn't want to commit it. They already got the core. And just the intimidation of Raw is going to stop that kind of counter gank coming in from EG.
Yeah, this Arc Warden, another relatively weak early game hero. The support duo of EG doesn't come online until they have their
Chasing Samel, X is out, Shackle's available, TP's coming in. Have they got enough? It's Arteezy to TP forward. And the Fade, lose your life. Samel able to combo up. He'll get both of these kills, and that was much needed for the mid of EG.
And not just that, that gives Arteezy a bit of assist gold. He's got a Midas in 30 gold. So yeah, he does go down, but he's free farming. This is a free farm Arc Warden. He's going to start accelerating like mad. And Paparazzi, once again, is in this position where this is just, he's going to be playing aggressive. And I love when TBs are active. And we saw that Jug game. Like, that's how Papa's going to play this.
But is this game a little different? Like, you talk about game one, Paparazzi getting a lot of this early farm. But Ori doesn't have something like a Deucer. This time around, he's playing the Dazzle. So you don't have this big tank to actually stand in the fights with him.
It's just a different game
They're going to try and kill top lane. Arc Warden, the Fly comes forward. Fly, what can he do to actually stop him? Trying to sprite up so the damage output's lower. They sit inside the bubble, but so is the Raw. Now maybe with the hit from Samel, Sharma keeps the control. Now they break free, and VG Gaming bit off a lot more than they can chew. DY on the run. Crit, no rolling ball to forward. And maybe Fly, is there a jump? Can they get anything else? No, they can't. Crit wants to stay with it. He goes for the kick. The damage output, the stick charges bring it back up. Arteezy dies in the meantime to Ori.
He died to the tick of the Shadow Poison.
They kept chasing and he kept getting that up?
No, I can't believe it did that much damage. Nah, it's 7
it's a level
52.
4. It's a level 4 Shadow Poison. Now Crit's in trouble. Samel turns around for the fight, does not have Eclipse available, and the shards, it won't block him in. Not a lot the Fly can really do to help out. He's still a level 4 Phoenix 10 minutes into the game, but they're battling for these 10-minute runes too.
Yeah, and I love Paparazzi. He's unnoticed, but he's just been pulling with illusions towards himself.
They're coming up. They've got the Beastmaster Hawk. They want to try and get involved. Tusker. Okay, up against S4. S4. Oh my god, did he need this? A kill, even just for the experience, puts Fly up. The bounty runes, however. Fly was able to get one, but the other three go the way of VG, while Samel finds a new target. Crit, looking for the kick. It's just to get the silence over on Dazzle. He doesn't have Shallow Grave available. Samel doesn't have Eclipse either, but the intel's starting to really rack up for Samel. So his hits from the orbs do so much work. Imprison up one, get the kill over on Ori. Now he comes back out. Fade is low, but the control factor's way too good for VG Gaming. EG, they stuck around to keep the fight up, but they got nothing for the hang around. They already got what they wanted, and now they lose two.
What about the tower? You get the ward. Oh, they're going to smoke right under the Radiant Ward, so EG should have plenty of time to get out of dodge. But look at Arteezy. He's got no TP.
He's sending the clone over. They're trying to bait it out, at least with the Tempest clone. Starts the attack over on Beastmaster. Thanks to the Chakram, they slow him up. And this Arc Warden clone, it is a nuisance always to kill off. But it's worth a lot when you do it, and they got 180 for it.
I'm telling you, the Paparazzi is just hard farming. He by backlaning as he did, he was farming jungle camps and avoiding the Timbersaw, who will outlane you when he hits 6. He's just been, it's a free Paparazzi game, and after that last performance, I'm scared for EG.
But EG, like, when you try and look at both sides of the coin, Paparazzi is strong. VG Gaming right now are definitely having the fights they want to have, but Phoenix Egg will start to arise. You'll start to get a little bit more combinations. Arteezy's Hand of Midas is coming into play as well. His farm will start to escalate, and the #1 net worth for VG Gaming is very, very high, but the nearest to him is another 1,500 out. It's Beastmaster and Dazzle moving down the line.
It's just farm, though. That's the thing. Arc Warden's not going to be online for quite some time, and VG, like, every single item any one of their players picks up is just increasing the amount of damage they do, how hard they can pressure objectives. They already have a Vlad's. They've got Urn.
Samel, defensive improvement. They're underneath the shrine, however. VG Gaming may not want to fight this crit into the back lines with a kick and silence. Faye won't do anything. In fact, now with the Chakram hitting in, they will get the mass water bubble. What a shallow grave! He will try and keep Fade alive. As now, here comes Terrorblade. He found a path up the ramp. 1-for-1 trade-off, but OD's in the middle with no defensive improvement. Down goes Samel, and S4 will join him in the afterlife.
You can't fight, EG. You can't fight right now. Not only that, you're under a dire Observer Ward.
Phoenix also wanted to get in there. He was short of mana by 5 mana for the Nova. VG never had any intimidation coming out from either of these supports apart from the ES who blocked them on the ramp.
It's like, I don't know how you're taking this engagement. Like, we're just talking about how strong Vici Gaming is. You have a Midas on your Arc Warden. He is not ready to go. Sumail has purchased a Yasha. He's going to go for that Kaya Yasha build, but he needs more time. You've got to play the map.
Like, it's so hard to do it, and VG knew what they were getting into. They wanted to try and make sure they can control up the jungle. They had the Observer Ward up on the hill. It's almost a max duration Observer Ward that has not gone down. Combine that with Hawk Vision from VG, they see so much on this map. They know how to take the fights against EG, but EG's looking for his own one, and this is a big kill. No mana for Sunder, instantly into the Supernova. They want to make sure that no one else is getting involved. Crit, however, is the last one to get the hit, so maybe not the greatest on that side, but they'll turn the pressure into the tier 1 tower mid.
That was huge for them. That was a really well done find there. Although, you know, fortuitous, if Paparazzi was on the right side and he just swapped with Dazzle, they would have found Ori instead. Bottom lane, Beastmaster, heavy pressure onto the bottom tier 2. EG should be able to clear this mid tower, but like, where's the building damage if Arteezy isn't here?
Yeah, it doesn't exist. Like, even when Arteezy is here, it's still going to take some time. He's building into the Maelstrom. It's that easy split push kind of farming way, and it is kind of nice from EG when you think about it. They can delay this game out late. Snowball forward, S4, and his TP will complete. Luckily, he's going to the tier 2 tower on bottom, but now double TPs come in. S4 left underneath the tower, and Sumail Trap has no force up. Crit wants to keep him alive with a triple kick. He'll slow him up with a rolling ball, blocked by Tusker. DY's in position, and Sumail Invis rune, that's a nice one to grab.
Yep, they walk straight into Roche. This is perfect. This is exactly what they did in the previous game. You find that one pickoff on a support, and your draft just does Roche so quickly. You know there's no egg for a bit.
Phoenix is trying to keep him out with the Fire Spirits. Anything to slow down this damage output. Arc Warden, he can potentially bubble and ward into this too, putting in a Spark Wraith. Chakram, VG Gaming, they're a little too clustered up at the moment. ES will spawn up in a moment, and he can TP out to the Shrine, which is exactly what's happening. And VG Gaming, they're actually scared off Roshan.
Well played by EG there. They're posturing to ensure that Vici doesn't do Roche, but Vici as well. Like, they force EG, they know where they are, but once again, I believe that was seen by the Observer Ward.
It was. Here comes your Timber Chain forward. Sumail, S4, trying to get back as VG Gaming. I'm waiting for that jump from them. He's underneath the Dire Observer Ward, but Spark Wraiths are absolutely everywhere. They're chasing this VG lineup with a roar. It just needs to get in range. The Shard, force him down. The Shard locks him in. Snowball up. Chaining done for Arteezy. He's avoiding the bubble. Combining with a Supernova. You get the roar on OG, but VG Gaming can't do the damage output. They may have killed Arteezy, but Paparazzi, he can survive a little bit longer. Thanks to Thunder. Offensive. Imprisonment out. Ori has Shallow Grave, but no mana to cast it. Thanks to Sandy's Eclipse. S4 will still tick. Poison Touch. It's a real ability. VG Gaming, heavy commit max on the buyback, and they're going to look for the extra kills. Crit had no TP. It was on cooldown because he TP'd out to the fight. The same thing for Fly, actually. He has one available. Beastmaster Raw not available. So they'll back up, but remember what VG came for. It's Roshan.
Look at how many buybacks, though, Toby? That was 3.
It was. Beastmaster, Tusker, and Shaman all bought back.
That was a good fight for EG. I know you... I'm shocked Arteezy got caught there, just kind of meandering through the river, but...
All right, Fly.
It's good.
Sentry's up. Fire Spirits connecting on 4 heroes. He'll keep spamming this up, combining it with the Spark Wraith. Roshan 300 HP. Fly jumps in, instantly hexed up. Roshan is killed by Dire. Ori has the BKB, but Arteezy wants to keep this fight going. Rolling Boulder in from Crit. Damn, that's good. With the silence and the Sunray. Turn it on. Kill him off. Paparazzi has no Sunder available. That's why you see Sumail going for the kill. They don't care about the Aegis Immortal Dazzle. They want to find the bigger one, and Crit's able to do so. Paparazzi will fall. A little bit of miscommunication with the imprisonment from Sumail, so Crit doesn't get the stun, but it won't matter. Fade pops as he comes out of the, the Shadow Realm.
Man, reckoning all the way back to his OG days, Crit proving why he was one of the premier Earth Spirit, still is one of the premier Earth Spirit players in the world. 5-man silence. Like, just single-handedly ensures that they're going to take that engagement. And Sumail's doing so much damage at the moment, and until you get a BKB up on Paparazzi, he's going for that next. It is queued up. He just can't survive in these fights.
It's kind of crazy to see too with Sumail, the fact that these fights are now taking longer. Like, they're taking so much longer. That fight up on top lane, VG Gaming wanted to get an instant pop, but they just they went for Arteezy, who, he died, but because he got that bubble off, they were able to survive.
You might be being a little overeager here on the side of VG.
I may be.
Their draft does Roche so quickly, but they forced it in position. Like, EG will contest the pit, and look at Phoenix, Arc Warden, OD. These heroes really love it when you just group up in a choke point, and they just punish that decision making. Aegis already squandered. Fuel picked up on S4. We'll be going for the Crimson Guard next, possibly. Everybody's changing their mind nowadays. I don't trust quick buys no more.
Samel looks like he wants to get aggressive too. A Blink Dagger is in his quick buy. Yeah. Already finished up on the Yashikaya. And EG really looking for a little bit more map control. Pushing into the tier 2 tower up on top, but the king of push on the side lane. Yang is going to take that bottom tier 2 tower.
And you can see DG a little bit slower with the tower push. You got a Timber Saw and an OD. That is not what you're looking to do regarding smacking the building down. But Arteezy, he's scaling so fast. Like, Midas has been buffed in a couple of patches, and especially when you go this Maelstrom build as well, you just farm money. You create it in ways that other heroes, like, literally do not have the ability to.
Is this what you're looking for, though, onto Arteezy, to not actually have like anything like a Dragonlance? Like, I thought he was going to look for that to try and counter up against the shard block up, which continues to happen. But he's going in for the Mjolnir directly.
Yeah, I feel like somebody wants a Force Staff. Just like, how many times have we seen the shard block just find that extra kill?
I can tell you it ain't Fly. Fly's looking at Vale. Crit, he's actually looking for Vlads. He's trying to build the Vlads for his team because S4 just cannot afford to go that path.
It's a really good decision. We've seen this in the past. If your off-laner is not capable of buying these team fight sustain items, notably, if you can't buy Vlads, then your 4 position should be buying Vlads, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Blink Dagger has been brought up by OD, but of course it's a little early thanks to the Observer Ward. They see Dazzle. In fact, 2 great Observer Wards already down. And they see Dazzle trying to farm up. But the Dire see the same thing back.
Samel, he just bought something, right?
Yeah, Blink.
Cool. You got a lot of initiation potential now on the side of EG, but so does the Beastmaster. Net worth just swapping back and forth, an incredibly even game. It's just, your concern as an EG fan is the amount of building damage Vici threatens. So sure, it's even, but they need one fight. And you're going to lose Arax, you're going to lose Roche too. Like, they just eat your base.
Probably another reason too why the next item of priority for Arteezy is the BTs. He needs that clone to start doing the split push, makes it more effective across the map, but more importantly, moments like this, like Arteezy wants to be farming up, but look at the bottom lane. There's 2 waves of creeps pushing into the tier 3 tower. The momentum that VG begin, EG don't seem to have a quick and easy way to counter it. And it's not like their supports are any good at cleaning up the side lanes.
Probably see a passive game. Roche can respawn in 4 minutes, still a ways away. And don't see any huge engagement taking place.
I like this new pickup from DY. Like, he's the big saving grace. He's the snowball save. Has a Blink Dagger now.
It's a difficult game for that to be effective.
Mid lane, looks for the jump in. Mass Serpent Wards, and Raw pops him. So quickly, Arteezy drops. And VG were happy just to throw everything at him.
He got caught there, but that's the threat of the Blink Dagger.
He's under his tier 2 tower, and all the vision from both sides is on the northern side of the map. He just doesn't see anyone coming in. And the wards, because they're in range of the tower, this is even more effective for VG.
This is the advantage Vici's lineup has. They can play with a lot more pace. They have a lot more catch and reach. On the side of VG, it's all crit. The fight they won confidently, that was when he just hit his spells on the entire enemy team. Vici, you've got 3 heroes that can all hunt independently, and even Dazzle, sure, he's not going to be like in on these ganks, but he's constantly shoving waves and applying pressure, trying to limit the amount of vision and creep momentum that EG have around the map. Looking at their warding, they've got that a couple of really nice wards. I like this one on the bottom shrine area for EG. It was just placed by Fade earlier. And now he's hunting. Maybe you find crit here. It looks like DY will retreat towards the top side.
Still feels like as this clock ticks, is VG Gaming, like, it feels like their lineup is going to drop off a lot harder than EG's. 21, it just feels like it. Like, you got a late game Arc Warden, OD's building up. Okay, we're not going to say that the Timber Saw is going to get any better.
You do have, you know, the Phoenix may seem a lot stronger once you see it get bubbled, and then all of a sudden, how do you kill this supernova?
That is
a really cool combination, Arc Warden Phoenix. I think OG were the pioneers of that way back when, probably when Fly was playing for them.
VG. Coming down the bottom lane.
DD on Paparazzi.
Yeah, they're coming up.
EG's not ready for this.
They got fortification to buy some time to reset, but watch those TP scrolls. Looks like everyone has them available to come back to the base. Timbersaw with the Shark tries to slow things down, but he needs a tree to go out to. Sunray, he does not survive. He's standing way too close to the flames. The bubble will come in. This will protect the tower from the Mount Serpent Ward. They can clean this up. A Beastmaster, Raw, another target. Sumail on the front line.
Hello?
Such an obvious target to go for. He'll have to buy back if they want to defend this. A double damage Terrorblade under the protection of BKB. The Mount Serpent Wards are brought down, but then Tusker, the blink forward. Here comes Sumail's buyback. The jump forward and back out, but the stun. Phoenix, the Supernova, actually doesn't do anything. He already goes down. It's already gone. It's the Eclipse that will do the work. An Ultra kill for Paparazzi. Looks for the long range attack into OD. Will not be enough to kill off Sumail. The Terrorblade starts to CP, rolling ball forward. Then I'll cancel it. Terrorblade, he kind of wants to fight this one against Crit. The stun's the imprisonment. Means the Crit stun will not be able to connect. The Sunray does nothing. Sumail's damage. A shallow grave from Ori. Paparazzi continues to live, but he won't live forever. The one last awful duel from Sumail. A huge dominant spree to end. They need to kill off Ori. He stuck around to keep Paparazzi alive. This is an expensive fight for EG having to buy back, but it's worth it if they can get all these core kills, not to mention the experience gain. They want it on Sumail. The imprisonment, don't think that's enough, but one more orb attack will definitely do it. S4 kill secured with a chain through. Then VG Gaming, they don't even take the tier 3 tower.
Still, they look crisp. I mean, perhaps a bit of an overextension. They do force the buybacks, which opens up a huge win condition. If you kill Sumail now, he's dead for so long that you're going to be you're going to take 1 Rax at least.
Yep.
And this also means that this next critical Roche engagement, which is going to take place, we'll find out in just a moment. Roche may respawn in 7 seconds. But man, Vici, like, they're playing to win this game, Toby. And EG just got caught napping in the base a little bit. Yes, they win that engagement.
Yep.
But I hate to watch people die in ways where you're just, it's that, like, you know they're going to do this.
It's the place you stand in. They had the Sentry Ward down, so at least they knew the VG Gaming didn't have an Observe Ward looking at them. But VG, the creep wave comes up, and then you can look at them. And the jump came. The Beastmaster, the Tusker, these blink daggers from them made the initiation into EG. I don't know if it was surprising or not, but it was definitely effective. Next fight may be a little bit more difficult. Sumail completes up his BKB. He can stand a lot stronger in the fights. And Arteezy, with the BTs available, now enables this split push from Evil Genius. They can relieve some pressure, but VG are coming again.
They still don't have a Force Staff yet. It's Arteezy's next item. Sure, you have a BKB on Sumail, but Roar pierces BKB. The shards are going to trap you in regardless, and Terrorblade is chunking you.
They need a repositioner, and they're not going to rely on ES to do it. Bounty runes at least come in. It's a 2-2 side. Dazzle being, he's not being chased. In fact, it looks like EG are very uncertain about everything they want.
Games like this make me want to play Dota. Just like ditch the cast and just go Q.
No.
It's just so much fun. Like,
stay. Don't cinder in me.
EG, I fear for them just because they're in this defensive footing. I like watching EG play a lot more when they're the ones that can actually get aggressive, but this just feels like they're buying time. And Sumail in the base, he can die here. You got to be careful.
He feels close. Terrorblade can just turn on Reflect. There's your Hex. You got no way to get him out. The Shackles control. He cannot BKB. Down goes Sumail. Turn on the Magnetize. You can get a revenge onto the Shaman. S4. Okay. Maybe Sumail's death won't be in vain. Paparazzi on the run. Remember, he's still got Thunder available. Yang's the neighborhood crit. Jumps forward, but there's your Thunder. Paparazzi gets a target. A raw follow up the bubble. Protecting Crit, but DY initiates him with a snowball. They're doing heavy damage, but Crit still alive through all of this. He'll walk up the hill. Finally, he goes down. The Supernova's in range. Yang, he's ticking out, cannot survive. Arteezy is the one to find the kill, but they didn't get the one they really wanted. They wanted Paparazzi, but EG, man, they're like sharks. They sense blood in the water, but there's harpoons from VG to strike back.
And they just double buyback and go to Roche. This is the downside. Once Sumail dies, like, he's dead for forever. And really, the support duo of VG is keeping them in this game. The cores keep getting caught napping, and Crit just consistently comes through with huge, just every spell.
Yep. The fact that he was bubbled up too, like, it took so long for VG to bring him down, but the Mass Serpent Wards, so early to commit. You find Sumail sitting in front of his tier 3 tower as VG Gaming want to push up. You can sense it's a desire to push back, but now it's S4. He has a Yule Scepter available, but the Shackles, this control from VG, it just keeps going and going and going and going and going going and going and going and looking for a kill. S4 had a little bit more life thanks to Sunray. Fly jumps in, but the Hex! Faye traps him down. Fly will have to sacrifice himself for the cause, but how long can they keep doing this? The Beastmaster blinks in, looking for the body block on S4. The Sharkdom, it will slow down, allowing S4 to get in front, but Walrus Punch with the blink daggers. They just move so fast. S4 gets in the bubble, but Paparazzi and everyone else from VG will join him. They're layering the bubble. Terrorblade is low for the shallow grave. Let Paparazzi sunder down.
If you can see, the damage Arteezy deals now is considerable. He's got Mjolnir, and when you pop that clone and have two beating into you, Vici, you're not as far ahead as maybe we're making it sound. It's still an even game. It's just, again, the threat. They will kill the buildings if they have the opportunity. E.g., you still need at least 2 more fights before you can consider moving out aggressively on the map.
Yeah, I just love how you're saying, like, it's like VG Gaming, they're not as far ahead as we think they are, but every single time EG seems to be one player down when these fights begin, and when it's 5v4, you're ahead.
And look at this, Paparazzi finishes up the MKB. All of a sudden, that bubble's no trouble, and while sure you can't hit the towers through it, you're still going to be able to wreck the heroes. And so far, that's been one of the main ways EG actually keep their heroes alive for more than that 2 to 3 second window.
Yeah.
BKB might be finished up on Beastmaster soon. Remember, you have the Aegis. This is a big timing for Vici Gaming. I think they want to use this to get at least a tier 3 in the shrines, because Arteezy will at some point be so far ahead of this game. He's got the Pike. They'll be going for the Manta next, and it's going to be near impossible just to deal with the waves at a certain point.
Arteezy, I mean,
this is an Aegis.
He's out a long way. Crit starts with a rolling boulder, but into absolutely nothing. He'll work with the clone, but now Paparazzi, that MKB, you'll see it go to work. They haven't triggered out the Metamorphosis just yet for the shards. Earth Spirit will roll over the top. I don't know what they were trying to bait out. It was underneath the Dire Observer Ward. The Radiant Ward will see everything too. And they're sitting up on the hill. Maybe EG can backstab in the line. You know they want the Shaman. Take out that control factor. They got him quickly. Now Sumail's going to get the BKB off, but where's the attack? Look towards the Terrorblade. He's armed up for the moment. Sumail, he defensively imprisoned himself, so they couldn't instantly move to another target. But that's why S4. Timber chains forward. BKB. They're coming in. And now Terrorblade will have all the damage. That's a good bubble. And then the Tusker. The Snowball protect. How is he down? Arteezy never got the Eclipse off. Sumail, he'll move out of the world. As now with the control on Terrorblade, they might be able to bring him down, but once again, it's a shallow grave. It's a Sunder. He's got an Aegis. Paparazzi is a double kill. A buyback can come out from Crit. BKB's expended on the VG Gaming side as Terrorblade walks off the Magnetize. But EG,
you can see Dazzle has a Black King bar, Toby. Like, they recognize Vici. If you pop your BKBs, Sumail no longer is able to deal damage.
Yep.
And they're just targeting him. Who cares if he has BKB? There's so much minus armor. There's so much damage threat on the side of Vici, especially now that you have the MKB on the Terrorblade. There is no save on EG anymore.
Man, my brain just kind of lagged in that fight because I'm just sitting there going, okay, now we move into the fight, but Sumail's imprisoned. What does he do? How does he attack? Like, VG Gaming had time to reset and prepare for that fight again.
Still, hats off to EG. They've defended their base. They just hit 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You're still alive, feeling good.
Arteezy's still pushing out the side lanes.
They got 2 of the bounties.
They've got options. It feels like they're behind. The graphs say a completely different story. Like, the graphs actually say this game is pretty damn even. There's no advantage over like 2,000 either way. So it all comes down to teamfight initiation.
You're getting to a point as well now where EG is going to soon have that same threat on the enemy base. So they could theoretically win a fight and then threaten objectives. Still a couple of tier 2s up. They're having issues shoving waves at the moment, but this is where Arc Warden comes in.
Yep. He pushes out the side lanes. Timbersaw's not too shabby at cleaning up waves either.
I can see a smoke from Vici.
Yep, there it comes.
And I like it. Paparazzi showing bottom. He's going to push that lane. The rest of the heroes, like EG is going to split. They're going to look to push because they think that the whole enemy side is bottom. You might be able to find a pick off.
S4 is underneath Observer and Sentry now. They'll see exactly who they want to go for, but they're not even doing it. They're rotating down through the lane.
BKB on the Beastmaster as well. All 3 cores have that capability. You got to continue targeting the Rasta if you're evil geniuses.
Yep. They cannot allow that Hex combination. The Observer Sentry. They see Fly as well, but they don't have the opportunity. Paparazzi was baiting on bottom lane, and EG just went the opposite direction.
Yeah. Sumail though,
he's feeling it.
I'm so nervous.
I think he's, like, by the looks of the way he's playing as well, he's nervous, and for very good reason.
I love the way Vici's playing. They're so aggressive, but it's with composure. Paparazzi's not going to run up the high ground, but he'll dance a little bit, see if they'll walk down. He knows his team's behind him. They're not playing too aggressively. They're tempering it with that Chinese discipline we've all grown to know and love.
But they're not getting what they want. They at least get rid of the Radiant Observer Ward that was watching any kind of movements to the north. So as far as the map goes, it's not totally dark. There's another ward further to the north.
Dude,
so
he's
let's
gonna
EG know.
Daedalus. He's doing so much damage on this Terrorblade.
At the same time, though, I'm also looking at the MKB almost completed for Arteezy. So his damage output's also starting to increase. The buybacks are now available for 4 heroes of EG. Crit's the only one who doesn't have one. So still defending high ground is possible because look towards top lane. Arteezy, he bubbles up, and VG Gaming. This is what I was really worried about. This is why I was concerned about VG Gaming's late game. How do they deal with this side lane pressure quick enough they can actually stop a clone? Because as the clones get stronger, you have to commit more and more heroes to defend.
And it's going to be about cutting creep waves. They're doing a great job. They're always shoving out 2, but that's the power of Arc Warden. And that's the before, yeah, Arteezy could push waves, but now he's threatening the buildings. That's the key. And you've got to be concerned about that third wave because, again, he could just be bots and TP. You know, you can use both now. So he could bring both of his hero and his clone to a lane and then still be back in time to defend, applying tons of pressure and forcing Vici into a tough decision. Like, do you defend? Do you TP one out? Because now, all of a sudden, there's 5 EG heroes chasing you out of their own base.
Interesting dire scan. They actually scan on top of Roshan, even though like he may respawn. He's not at his spawn timer yet. S4 finds a target. Going to be Ori burning that BKB, now down to 8 seconds. This is more and more problematic as time goes on. These BKBs are so essential to have long duration against the OD.
EG still have another smoke, I'm glad, because smoking before Roche, like if you establish vision, it's cool, but they weren't able to get a ward up with that. And this is the danger. Vici just have so much map control. They have the vision advantage. They're consistently shoving waves.
They're getting more creative with their Observer Ward too. The D ward that came in from flying with only took out the sentry. It didn't actually get the dire Observer Ward watching that top lane.
It's going to come down to which team has the supports with the most impact in the fights. So far, both duos doing incredibly well.
On bottom lane, tier 1 tower, the clone pushed in hard enough that this will go down to the creep wave. VG Gaming in the meantime hunting up on the northern side. They de-warded, so EG are aware and they move to the east. This is just dodge and evade. In fact, the creep wave didn't kill the tier 1 tower on bottom. It's got 57 HP, but this doesn't stop S4 from creep skipping out the mid. But they're so deep in. Crit has an invis rune at least, but...
And they have a gem as well on the Beastmaster. This is huge for the map control of Vici Gaming. There's no vision now on the Radiant side.
DY is going to find him. Crit's nearby. Does he want to help out? It's like, sorry, S4. You're dead, bro. 4 heroes together. He'll still tank through a lot. Defensive Yorset might be able to buy some more time as the roar is out, and they do bring him down.
I don't know if the roar was necessary. I think that actually overlapped the shackle duration. He did not expect it to be quite so long, but that is level 20. He did talent it. And that's the power of the roster. If you find anyone isolated with your damage nearby, even if it's a Timber Saw, they're going to go down. Look bottom. Earth Spirit in trouble.
Yep.
He'll be fine.
TP out. He's okay. It's up on the top lane where Tusker initiates in over on fly. One charge is available. Hex is there. Shaman in range. The mass open one. Well, he can push him, but he's still shackled. The Blink Dagger on Shaman just lets him close the distance, not to mention increase the distance with the Ether Lens. Shaman is so damn scary for any hero of EG that gets caught out. Arteezy looking for some revenge, also looking for a Midas use. So this is a double reason he's pushing out like this. Wants the damage into the Shaman, who does have a hard time surviving through it.
Lucky for EG though. The Roche is not active. Means they should still have time to mount a defense, but it will be a difficult engagement. You've got to bait out these BKBs and somehow find a way to keep Sumail alive through the roar.
That's a hard ask. It's not like he got an Oracle or a Dazzle sitting right behind him.
The Graves have been on point as well. I mean, a core Dazzle, I think you don't really expect that spell to be as useful just because, you know, usually core is a little more selfish than us supports, but how many times he kept Popper alive? And
a lot.
There's no real way to answer it. He's going to get the Grave off, and who cares if a Timber's tanky when you can just swap HP pools?
Oh, keep your eyes on Roshan. He is now respawned. VG Gaming looking towards the pit with the Necro box, and they want to try and fight it.
They're just going to camp the high ground. They have a vision advantage, and they know EG is going to have to run up here and contest. Look at S4, he's a little exposed.
Yeah, already the initiation comes in. S4 takes a lot to kill off. Arteezy going to bubble him up, and now Crit jumps in to the back line, gets the magnetized off. It's good damage not to mention the Sandy's Eclipse. Tuska's practically dead. Phoenix, can he supernova by the time for fly? Icarus dive away. Supernova's a very long way away from the fight, but smells BKB. Now worn off, but the intel stolen. Up to 16. He hits hard with Shaman. Shackles him. Maybe with the Sunray, they forced up him away. Not to mention the Yule Centric from S4. He'll try and get the cancel. Move forward. Terrorblade. No Thunder available, but he has the cheese up. Another rolling ball from Crit. Oh, no life, the Thunder and the cheese. He's actually got the Thunder up cooldown in just a couple of seconds time, but now the jump away. DY, he's on the run. Samael can't believe he's still alive throughout this entire fight, but he's able to do so. Terrorblade down, no buyback available. No one started Roshan, but EG is still in damage control in their lanes.
Dude, everyone on the side of Vici except Paparazzi bought back, and I bet that's just because he doesn't have one. 7k gold lead all of a sudden for EG. What a fight. Crit again, dude. Oh my god. Like, S4 with a huge shackle interrupt to ensure he saves his core, but Crit is just somehow still alive throughout these fights, consistently landing spells on everyone. Like,
4 buybacks from VG Gaming in that fight. Everyone but the Terrorblade bought back.
I just said that.
You did. I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay, buddy. It's a long day. It's a sick game. It's tough to get to...
I'm not going to use those excuses.
Does EG do the Roche fast enough? They have an Arc Warden, so obviously that's a help. But look at that. They've got Vision up. They have the gem.
While Terrorblade's down, you just go for it. DY, he's thinking about a jump. We've seen many Aegis snatches. The Beastmaster Hawk gives him the information. The balls are down. DY's ready for the jump. And here she comes in. They go. Yang gets the Master Serpent Ward's down. Roshan, Aegis Immortal was snatched by Samael. That means the kill goes away the dire side. But OD dying to the northern side. They do bring him down. But the other attack is onto Beastmaster. The team fight control is gone for VG Gaming. He's dead for so long. And they need the kill onto Dazzle. The BKB will protect him long enough to complete the TP away to safety. But it won't be enough for DY. Spun up in the air. He actually picked up the refresher shot. The snowball comes over towards Arteezy. Can he even get the kill? No. Push away. Snowball back in. Arteezy protected in the bubble. And down goes the Tusker. 2 heroes dead for a minute and a half.
What a play. I mean, the balls on this kid, DY, one of the newer players in the scene, pops the refresher to try and finish off Arteezy instead of making what now in hindsight looks like the better play of just handing it over to his Terrorblade on respawn. That Aegis is now just, no one gets anything. I think there's a cheese still up on the Tusk. A mad dash to grab, like I didn't even see these items dropped in the pit.
It was pretty messy. The second the Shaman wards went down, the shards as well, it got pretty tight. But Evil Geniuses, for the first time in a long time, feel like they can push. And they're coming to the tier 2 tower in mid. The creep wave will arrive with them, while Artur handles the side lanes.
And they have the damage now. Arteezy, he's finished a Hex, he's 6 slotted. Sumail now with the Aegis and the Shiva's completed.
They're pushing up. Arteezy will TP in. Fortification trying to buy a little bit more time. Terrorblade has Metamorphosis available, so he's ready to fight. But Arteezy puts the bubble down back behind the towers, trying to keep Ori a little bit further away. The Hex is out. That's from Arteezy. But remember, that ain't, well, okay. Yeah, it's only the clone. Send in the clones. You don't mind if they die. Tier 3 tower will finally drop. Do they want to hang around? 15 seconds before the 2 supports are up. No Master Serpent Ward, still have Metamorphosis. The side lanes look fine. They're looking to finish up the melee racks. The Spark Race trying to create a little bit more space, and it looks like they're going to get what they want. They haven't finished the job yet. EG is so timid. Now's the time to back up. They don't want to lose anyone. S4 with the long chain gets them distance, and now the snowball initiated. The shard trap. Samael, he's trapped. Lets off the Eclipse as quick as he can. The roar, the control. It got returned back into the Beastmaster, but Samael is still down for the count. Crit has to jump into the backline, trying to save off his teammates by getting the silence, and he's able to do so. Heavy magnetized, but Timbersaw gives the life back over to Paparazzi. The Thunder went to work, but with the Supernova, oh no, they're going to get out, but now Paparazzi, he got popped.
He has buyback, but no Metamorphosis.
That's true. Arteezy is still here on the front line, so EG's push power, it still exists. Buyback comes in from Crit. They're healing up Timbersaw with the Sunray to let him tank and let Artur do the push. Buyback now comes in from Paparazzi. TP's the front line. The stuns are controlling is good. Over on S4, jump back out. A quick shallow grave, trying to keep that DY alive, and then the TP away to safety. Flyman to be so lucky. Arteezy with the clone is even killing off the Tusker in the back lines. There's heavy damage from the Arc Warden. They have to use the shallow grave. Finally, the clone will be brought down, and you could see S4 itching to jump back in once more.
You see Paparazzi, he did not go Scotty this game. He's squishy. He was just getting crushed by these Spark Wraiths. Like, Artur had 15 in the base at a point. And he has that level 25 talent, 350 Spark Wraith damage. That's 630 magical damage. If TB runs into 2 or 3 of those, all of a sudden, he might just be dead.
Oh boy. You know that efficiency cooldown is not quite right. He's got him on his clone as well. So that efficiency, I think JJ already said it can't go over 100%, but it's probably like 120 for the cost of the item at the moment.
What an intense game. EG 34-35, 13,000 gold lead, 42 minutes in. This goes back, you know, Vici, their timing was around that second Roche. Now we're past the third. We're going to be playing for a fourth pretty soon. And Arteezy, like, you can see the net worth disparity, 6,000-7,000 gold ahead. And he has the benefit of being able to spawn a clone. That, you know, you don't care if that dies. It's so much easier to play your game. Buybacks are going to be a question mark for Vici as well. They've used so many in this game. Still a bunch on cooldown. No one with buyback available at the moment on the side of Vici Gaming.
Very problematic if EG have enough confidence to push up high ground. Arteezy's already doing some shopping. He's going to go for a Lincoln Sphere pickup. Wants to make sure that there's no stun, but not to mention the double layers of protection. And S4 will be the frontline tank. Wants to keep the reactive armor charges up. It's not going to stop Fade from getting the stun controls out. But S4 for once feels confidence. Lotus Orb plus the Crimson Guard. They can tank through so much and then they'll let the clones do the work, even pushing forward. The Arc Warden clone into the back lines, trying to do some extra damage. Top lane is pushing in the meantime by the Beastmaster, but EG, they're focusing on getting the second lane of Rax down. But they may want to back up. Yang is pushing real quick and the TP's already coming in from S4. They're actually TPing over to a shrine. I think Arteezy wants the kill over on the Beastmaster. Maybe possible to do. Hex out, watch this damage start to appear. And a quick BKB and TP away to safety. They cannot get through this.
It's all about the supports. Crit, no buyback. If I'm Vici, I've got to kill this orange player. Crit has made so much space. Like, certainly my MVP of this game. And he's got Vlad's Solar Crest. He's quite tanky, but he's rolling himself into positions that can be exploited. It's all about the Rost-Earth Spirit relationship, though. You're going to have a BKB on Rost eventually.
He's working towards it. They kind of need to win some fights before he'll have the cash for it.
Look at what's queued up by Paparazzi. They are having some slight damage issues, but you pick up a Rapier, all of a sudden you might fix some of those. Arteezy finishes his Daedalus. He's truly 6-slotted now. Could theoretically buy a, you could drop boots, you could get a Moon Shard, but no, this is good enough. DD top.
Beautiful for a Terrorblade, but only if he gets the fight. EG look to be obliging. They're pushing into the bottom lane once again. S4 will be the frontline tank, but it's in the mid lane. That's only an Arteezy clone. It's not the real one, so he'll do heavy damage. And VG Gaming, look how hard they're actually fighting this clone while bottom lane, the whole Rax is being taken. This isn't even a real fight they're having. They're fighting their nightmare. They're fighting an illusion.
But Arteezy isn't in the base, though, so they weren't actually able to deal the damage. And here comes the smoke. That's a DD Terrorblade.
They're wrapping around the back. Radiant got the scan, and they're underneath their own Observer and Sentry. Feels like, again, another first for EG. They get to fight around their own vision. They'll smoke up themselves. The Beastmaster Hawk will come out, but it won't get any information apart from S4, who is by obvious a dangling base. The pings come out. It's like going to the base. The creep wave's still there, taking out the melee Rax, and that's what you want. 2 lanes of Rax. You don't want to reveal yourself too much, but hey, you just use a clone.
I think you could theoretically threaten high ground. Vici's very hesitant to initiate on a high ground.
This is such an odd decision. Like VG Gaming at this point, you kind of almost say like they got a TP back, but I hate to break it to you, Terrorblade and Tusker don't even carry one. Tuska's halfway down the mid lane, doesn't have one.
These teams have Fog of War, we don't remember.
That's true.
Both teams, very calculating, very timid, neither one.
EG, they rotate in, they kill off the Dire Courier, Observer and Sentry give them vision inside the Dire base, but here's the move from behind. Beastmaster, Tusker, and Terrorblade all look for a target. It's Arteezy trying to TP out under them all. Maybe they can get control and they've got him. Arteezy will drop, S4 will follow too. VG Gaming, they found their angle of attack and they're moving targets. Earth Spirit, Crit, remember how you won the fight for everyone? Now Crit's gonna go down, 105 seconds down. No buyback available as you said, and they may find more. Flip around S4, he's still pretty tanky, but he didn't hit the timber chain. The cow, the Crit, the trees were already taken away. Lotus Orb will protect him for a little bit longer, but he's got nothing to chain to. No matter how long that chain goes, he will not reach it.
Roche may spawn. We'll see. Do they get lucky? 1 minute 20 seconds.
They don't get lucky.
But still, Crit dead for 80 seconds.
Arteezy almost has to buy back now and send the clone to the bottom lane.
I think he does.
He needs to get that pressure to go into the VG Gaming base. Force one person to even TP back. Somebody has to turn back.
I just can't. How did they get caught? You have a ward in the base. You know VG Gaming out there. They're still behind you. And they catch Arteezy.
Awesome. He was walking up in the lane! What are you doing? Defensive imprisonment. The ward trap is up and caught DY as well. And Samel can blink away. DY kind of caught the wrong side of the track. Samel's now going to be building up that intel. DY, he can't get out. He's trapped. The imprisonment will be there. He shouldn't die instantly from the pop. In fact, that's why they put the chakrams out. DY dies to the orb of Samel, and now VG Gaming, what looked to be the great initiation, they couldn't put him down.
He didn't get a roar off either, Toby. And this gets scary now because you've allowed EG to conserve Arteezy's buyback. This is huge. Crit goes through his entire long death timer. Not punished for it. Roche will spawn in 19 seconds, but just the worst possible timing. That's right as Crit comes alive for Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, it is. And they still have to deal with the sign lane pressure. The fact that the mid of the bottom lane racks is taken, it's very difficult for VG Gaming to set up around Roshan without it being heavily telegraphed. So they push in the top lane instead, the one lane that they can get momentum on. But look what Arteezy sends, a clone to stop the push. A refresher orb is now up on the Terrorblade. He's going to need this, the BKB duration, but the double sunders in the fights to break through what could just be a defensive Lincoln Sphere shields. OD's got one as well now.
Yeah, no buyback on the Terrorblade either. 1 minute. If Vici can stall, get some gold for Paparazzi, that item means that even if he does go down the one time, his buyback will still be effective because of that refresher. He'll have another meta. I think you want to stall for that 1 minute if you can, but EG, you're feeling confident. You have a gem, you're dewarding, trying to control this pit.
Dazzle shows on bottom lane. So EG no, he can't move over. Arteezy's going to bring back himself. In fact, he's actually going to bring in just the clone for the moment. But VG Gaming, they'll smoke up around the bottom rune, well away from any kind of radiant vision.
He does too.
Yeah, they do, and they want to move up. They know there's an observer in Sentry, but thanks to the Spark Race, they know no one from VG Gaming is standing on the hill. But how many times does VG Gaming do this? Wrap in around the backlines, look for the supports. Fly will be the one to reveal. Oh, no. Smoke breaks, snowball in, they'll find the roar. They turn around, the Mass Serpent Wards are committed. It's all on Fly, who has buyback available. So EG, they stay waiting up on the dire side of the river. The Kree Wave's going to push in for them anyway, so they use the Arc Warden clone just to be the frontliner, trying to bait out a reaction from EG. S4, that's a little bit too far in. Hits the Ancient Prowler. He's trapped up. He can't even chain back down. The Hex will interrupt him. He's having defensive imprisonment or something with Samel. He jumps forward. They are targeting the Shaman, but Dazzle, he gets the Shaman Brave off. OD can survive. The Sunrise giving him the life and they're moving farther away, but now Samel is down. Buyback has to come in. The Magnetizer's good. Tuskar's gone. Shaman will buy back in. Crit goes up to save it from Paparazzi. It hits so well. The BKBs came too late. Thunder, they're almost the same line. Over is down. Double kill the Paparazzi. Terrorblade must die. Terrorblade must die. Terrorblade refuses to die. Paparazzi stands his ground against the R2 clone. The real Arteezy on the run, but a shot will kill him off. Arteezy is buyback. He will have to commit it as they're all dying off. S4 trapped up. Here comes Chris, rolling boulder forward, creates in space, and let R2 fight once more, but they cannot die to Paparazzi. He still has the Metamorphosis up and running. It's got a long duration. Same with a Shackle. Here comes S4 looking for the Shaman. There'll be a dieback on him if he does go down. The Glimmer Cape protected, but they know exactly where he is. And he comes. 3 euros down for VG Gaming. Terrorblade must move back out now. Bounty rune up, but the creep waves are pushed in. EG can go for Roshan. They can take the 4th Roshan of this amazing second game.
A hell of a DD rune to spawn as well for Arteezy. No heroes dead have buyback currently. I cannot believe Crit somehow stayed alive during that entire engagement. I know I've been praising him all game, but he's the only real son, and somehow...
Look, they give him the refresher shot. It's like, hey dude, can you give us 2 magnetizers in the game?
My God, what a game so far though. So many tense moments. Sumel,
you could feel it in VG Gaming. Ori burned his BKB as he's walking back to the fountain. They're feeling the pressure. VG Gaming 2 lanes of racks down. At least they're 1 game up. It could force a decider if VG Gaming do lose, but Evil Geniuses, they are being tried and tested by VG Gaming, and man, Paparazzi is such a raid boss. He needs to finish this Rapier.
Yeah, but you could say, if he was doing a Rapier's more damage in that engagement, I think
it was done right.
He's finding a few more kills and possibly this GG. 5,000 gold, the only thing that separates these two teams at 51 minutes. EG versus VG Gaming, 40-43. You can feel the tension in the arena. Even the fans so excited to cheer on their hometown favorites, but yet I feel like even the viewers at home got to be at the edge of their seats.
Yeah, this is hard. It's the decision making. Let's just cool. Let's calm it down. Let's calm it down for a second, Kyle. VG Gaming, they're 2 lanes of racks down. We'll
there we
have
go.
a little bit of car lane.
Yeah, let's calm it down.
So we got a little bit of time. Thank you very much for the pause. So VG, you're 2 lanes of racks down. You're being very heavily pressured on all sides by the Arc Warden. How do you deal with this but still get the fight that you're looking for?
It's a good question. It's a very good question, Toby. Oh, well, it's tough. Like, I want to see the game to be able to answer this properly. It's going to come down to the supports. You can see that when Rasta is out of the engagement, like EG, the moment he revealed himself, like it looks like S4's out of position, but he's like a bloodhound. He finds their prey. The Rasta has revealed himself, and all of a sudden there's 3 BKB heroes right on top of him. I think that's what you've got to look to do if you're EG. On the side of Vici, the deal with crit. He's got double evasion now. I love this. He's got the Solar Crest, and he's got an extra talisman of evasion. He'll be going for Halberd, I'm sure, plus the Ghost Scepter. Like, he's so defensive. Like, you want to target him, but he's got so many tools to ensure he stays alive.
I'm imagining the nightmare for Paparazzi. Halberd after the BKB wears off, and he's actually not buying the Rapier. He poured a Moonshard instead and consumed it very quickly. I think he still feels he needs to have the Refresher Orb in there, and he's going to have to trade out his treads.
It's also, he's all in if he goes Rapier, and that removes the whole point of his Refresher. And he wants to have that buyback and ensure that he's able to come back and buy. But this is the key item. Finally, the Rasta BKB. All of a sudden, you're going to be able to cast those incredibly long shackles with no real fear of being interrupted. And it's specifically that OD. How do you save an OD who gets shackled for 10 seconds? They don't have an Ags on Earth Spirit, which is really the only thing that they could use to save him through that, just 100 to 0 disable.
You're right, you've got to take into account that plus 3 seconds on the shackle duration, so he's actually at 8 seconds now. Oh boy. EG
on Terrorblade for a bit.
EG's looking to come up towards the top lane. Terrorblade, yeah, you're right, he has the ED. He'll wear off now. You almost kind of want to see him hold on to a bottle so he's able to have that at the right time.
Remember though, neither of the damage dealing cores of EG have buyback, neither Arteezy nor Sumail. You got to be playing a little safe. And you can even see Arteezy is in the fountain. He has made up his mind. I will not be dying in this game any longer.
Hey guys, my clone will be doing all the fighting for me. I'm sorry. You can talk to my guys, or talk to your guys, and my guys will do the farming for me.
The bots in. Remember, EG does have that 2 racks advantage. They only need 1 more for Megas, and while you do have a Terrorblade, Vici will struggle. Mega creeps, obviously. The Mega implies a pretty big advantage.
I still love the fact that EG, they're taking 2 lanes of racks, but haven't taken out the shrines yet. This is an objective. They must remove this 1 up on top. There's no way they can allow VG Gaming to continuously, like they've smoked up and came in from behind them a lot of times, which has broken the EG line and caused an almost chaotic fight. But when there's a shrine there too, that makes it almost too easy.
And there's a Linken's on Sumail now. If he gets the BKB off, you could sunder through it, I suppose, but otherwise, you're going to have no ability to roar this OD. It's only a 5-second Black King bar, however. Pretty much every single one is now that duration, except, of course, for the Shadow Shaman.
I love S4's way of doing the split push. Plus 1400 timber chain range. When you were looking at that fight mid lane, you're like, man, he can't timber chain to the other side of his river. He actually can. That's why the chain missed.
Remember, a lot of talents come into play now that everyone's hit level 25. You got plus 3 hits on the Phoenix Supernova. Obviously, we talked about the Spark Wraith damage. OD now gets a ton of spell life steal, so a huge hammer could potentially take him all the way up to full health. Ooh.
And do you actually like the spot?
And really important, Crit did go for the Geomagnetic Grip can target allies, so he will be able to pull people away from danger.
Hey, who needs a 4-star?
Remember when that used to just be built into the hero?
Yeah.
A level 25 talent was just standard? Those are the days.
And now you've actually got to make choices. I don't like this matter at all. But yeah, the fact that you've got that, it'll go with really the only 1 4-star which is on the field, which is in the form of the Hurricane Pike on OD.
And also, we didn't notice, Papa went on Metamorph attack range, not Sunder cooldown.
Really?
So he will be able to attack from like a mountain away.
I suppose in the team fights you've already got your Refresher Orb, right? So your Sunder cooldown is nothing anyway.
An interesting choice, especially when you're up against like a Lotus Orb. It's difficult to get good Sunders off in a game like this. I don't mind the decision. Shiva's picked up on the Dazzle. He's going for a Dagon next. I love it.
These clones just continuously adding the pressure. Bubble up, mop up the creep waves. Beastmaster's trying to get some push out the side. He's going for Refresher Orb as well. So you'll have double Aghanim draws available. That's great control against heroes like Sumail, who want to be able to continuously pop off everything they've got. Also, interesting to note for the OD, he does have that Refresher Shard, but it's sitting in the backpack. It's not sitting in his inventory. But there's no double Sanity's Eclipses just to destroy VG once he builds up some mana. But the Lincoln Sphere obviously a higher priority. He'll probably, trade it out with the BKB?
Something like that. I think you got to keep the Lincolns on Sumail. It's too good.
Yep.
It's the roar. Like, you can't get roared and just die. And that's what will happen. That is going to be your target.
Like, he's got to BKB, swap the shard in, trigger the shard, swap the BKB back in. And that's still probably going to be like a 10-second duration when you won't have that BKB stats.
Cool to see a lot of gold saved up on heroes.
Crit, they're jumping out. They're looking for the initiation. Earth Spirit caught out. S4's an input. Mass Serpent Wards are down, but Crit trapped for the moment. He can be pushed out, but they're waiting. Defensive improvement. They are really just battling around the rule. And now the Lotus Orb will protect him at least from the Shaman, who didn't BKB, so he got cancelled off pretty quickly. And they turn the opposite direction. The Supernova is down. Terrablade's in trouble. He's trying to walk off. The BKB's there, but the stun. The Lotus Orb. He doesn't sunder anything. He's got more, however. Refresher Orb is still available for the Terrorblades. We can continue to fight, but look to bottom lane. S4 found a target. It's the Beastmaster. No Roar to save him. The Chakram is doing all the work. Another Shallow Grave. That'll be even better, but OD is building up this intelligence. He's got the Sanity's Eclipse ready to drop with the BKB protection. Up the hill and away. He's so low, Sumail. No life whatsoever to work with. He'll drop the Eclipse, taking off the mana. It was the TP4 from the Beastmaster. There's a dive back as well. Paparazzi, he's burned the Refresher Orb. He'll get back up to safety, and they're looking to chase. S4 looking for a Yule Scepter target. Anyone will do. They see Tusker in the tree line. He'll chain through, but Tusker blinks away to safety. EG now potentially top lane of Rax. That's what they want. Tier 4 towers are being pinged out.
Toby. Beastmaster is dead. He is gone for 2 minutes.
They'll force the fight. Crit, however, not a healthy man. Sumail, he went all the way back to base, but now he'll TP forward. He'll rejoin the fight at full life. The flip, the toss, the Sunray's already out. Crit will stay alive. Tusker thanks to Shallow Grave will have the same thing, but the second he comes out of the imprisonment, he'll end up popping. They're already moving to the next target, DY. There goes your pop, but they want the bigger one. They're looking for the backlines. They're looking for Terrorblade. That's who Sumail is on the clear with 44 stolen intel. GG is called as the moon falls on VG's head. Evil Geniuses forces into a deciding game. It's elimination. It's a major. And EG, they want to do this lower bracket run. VG Gaming make it real hard though.
Wow, and you can feel the air has just been sucked out of this arena.
Nothing can't even chain back down. The hex will interrupt it. He's having defensive imprisonment or something with Sumail. He gets forward. They are targeting the sharpen dazzle. He gets the Shallow Grave off. OC can survive. The Sunray's giving him the life of the moving fire away, but now Sumail is down. Buyback has to come in. The Magnetizer's good. Tuskar's gone. Shaman will buy back in. Craig goes up to save the repeller. It hits so well. The BKB's kept too late. Thunder, they're almost the same place. Turnover is down. Double kill of Paparazzi. Terrorblade must die. Terrorblade refuses to die. Paparazzi stands his ground against the Arteezy close. The real Arteezy on the run, but a shot will kill him off. Arteezy is buyback. He will have to commit it as they're all dying off. There's 4 trapped up. Here comes Chris, rolling boulder forward, creates in space, and let Arteezy fight once more, but they cannot die to Paparazzi. He still has the Metamorphosis up and running. It's got a long duration. Same with a Shackle. Here comes S4, looking for the Shaman. There'll be a dieback on him if he does go down. The Glimmer can protect him, but they know exactly where he is. And he comes. 3 euros down for VG Gaming. Terrorblade must move back out now. Bounty Rune up, but the creep waves are pushed in. EG can go for Roshan. They can take the 4th Roshan off this amazing second game.
A hell of a DD rune to spawn as well for Arteezy. No heroes dead, have buyback currently. I cannot believe Crit somehow stayed alive during that entire engagement. I know I've been praising him all game, but he's the only real son, and somehow...
Look, they give him the refresher shot. It's like,